don't think so.
Yes, it was. It was that, and it was the CMMOGs.
We got long stuff.
That thing is red.
Oh, we're live. Hey. I was waiting for somebody to say it.
Do you have to watch yourself?
I just want to make it known, first of all, that I beat Phil into the...
I have customers.
Still, I just want to know, I beat Phil today. Hey, that's a nice one.
So you brought in a... So
Mine's bigger.
Yep, it is.
Now, technically, your caliber is larger.
It is. Yeah.
I think mine's a flatter shooter.
Yeah. I like them both.
Yeah. This one's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor.
308.
That one's chambered in 308.
76251.
Difference is this one's on the new gun wall. That one's on the used gun wall.
So this is why I brought this one in here. Not a lot of people may not know, but we do a lot of business in the used gun market. We get a lot of people that are upgrading guns or moving, or I think this guy here, we actually...
They don't last very long though.
They don't.
You gotta kind of come in and keep checking often.
I think this one, I could be mistaken, but I think this guy was going to California and this gun's not legal there, and so we ended up with it. But this is a primary weapon system.
MK8, no, it's their MK something. It's their Mark something or other.
308. It's a 308 match.
It's a 308 match grade, piston-driven 308 platform, long stroke piston. It is an awesome setup. Really soft shooter. I actually got to shoot those things a while back.
Yep.
But really awesome setup. It's already got a decent optic on top of that.
So this rifle, brand new, sells for about $1,500–1,600.
I think it's more than that, but
just if you get a good deal, it's a premier gun.
Yeah,
right?
107 is in that range.
You can get it, and this gun's got maybe 200 or 300 rounds through it. You can get this gun with the optic, with the mount. Already got the QDs on it, all that good stuff. Dual charging handle.
I think it's a Raptor.
Or the ambi charging handle. Yeah, and it's less than a brand new one will cost you.
Yeah, what do we got out there for like?
You can't tell them. It's less than $1,600.
So less than 16 Benjamins.
Yeah, but we get stuff like this in all the time. You need to take a look at that used gun wall.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons this gun is still here is because we have a policy that our employees can't buy them for at least 2 weeks.
I mean, you know.
But that's a platform. If you're looking for a 308 precision / tack, I mean, this is a great option.
Yeah, swap out the
key mod system on it
for something with a little less magnification. It'd be a great 3-gun setup to shoot in heavy, or TAC 2-gun to shoot heavy.
Well, you could even
if the optic on.
Yep.
You can hunt any kind of large game.
Yep.
In North America, Canada.
I like it
included. I mean, that's a solid.
Great option.
Rise Armament 6.5 Creedmoor.
That thing's just sweet.
Sam's favorite.
That thing is just
first one that she shot to over
1,000 yards.
Over 100 yards, and she went all the way out to 1,000, and there goes Sam. So it's that way now. So I guess there goes my play toy.
Just take your credit card out there with it, and we'll take care of that.
Says, hey guys.
Hey,
oh, wait.
Cameron.
I thought he was working. I was supposed to be on.
Well, yeah, he is working, and I'm sure he's working very hard.
Is he in Texas?
Yes, he's in Texas doing Army things. So
is he at OCS? Is he going through OCS?
No,
they're down there prepping for deployment.
Yeah, his group is getting ready to deploy, and he has said it's not fun enough. So he's staying here.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going in. As he said, he puts it. They're going into like there's green zone, and there's like the green zone behind the green zone, and there's like the green zone behind the green zone behind the green zone. There's like the green zone behind the green zone behind the green zone. He doesn't want to go there. He wants to have some more fun. So if it's closer to the fun stuff, he wants in on that. But he doesn't want to go over there.
To stay in the green zone.
That's why he's in America still.
I wish he was here selling stuff.
I wish
we miss you, Cam.
And playing and stuff. Miss you, bud.
Be
as
safe,
always.
have fun.
Yep. He's out there early, staying late, so he's having fun. He's got to drive a U-Haul back though, so he's not really looking forward to that. But it'll be interesting. Him and from going
Everybody,
from his Jetta
yeah,
to
yeah.
a U-Haul.
You know what's funny is everybody I know has a U-Haul story that's not a good one. Right, Phil? You got one?
I honestly don't think I've ever had a problem with a U-Haul.
I haven't either.
Or a rental truck? Okay, anyway. What are we supposed to be talking about?
I mean, whatever. Last week was awesome because it was Sam and I, and we came in here with no plan, and we left with no plan, and it was amazing.
Oh, we talked about poop patrol.
Yes, we did use poop more times in another video. Which, speaking of an update on that whole poop patrol thing, one of the odd parts about it was literally that same day or next day, something like that. The governor for the San Francisco, whatever you want to call it, is arguing about what the best way of cleaning up the human feces is. Whether spraying it is then cause for. Anyway, it's getting bad out there. They've now decided that criminals are no longer criminals; they are justice-involved persons.
What?
Yes. Yeah. So there's no felons, there's none of that. You are just a justice-involved person, and so I guess you're a repeat justice-involved person.
You know what keeps popping into my brain?
They're trying to
right
lower
now?
their crime statistics, so if you just kind of make a right-hand turn and go over here and play for a while, no more murders. Just death by
What, Phil?
my fault.
So Matt Smith says, can I give some advice on a new subcompact double stack? Been considering a Glock 26.
Get one. I've got one. I've got a bunch of rounds through it. It's a great gun. SIG's 365, if it's a carry gun, fantastic option. Smith & Wesson's 2.0 compact, great option.
The thing about a 26, I'm not a big fan of the 26.
It's grip length, right?
It's grip length. It's big and you can't get but 2 fingers on it.
Yep.
And I'm just not a fan of it. Some people are, and there's nothing wrong with the gun if you can control it and you can shoot it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Good option.
But a lot of people go to it because it's better for concealment, and I think that's kind of not all it's cracked up to be, because at the same time, a lot of those guys that'll tell you, oh, if you have problems holding on to it, just run an extended mag. Well, then don't run a 26, run a 19 and have your whole grip on there and run that.
So there is
Smith & Wesson Compact, same thing.
Here's what it comes down to. If you're buying the gun for concealment, first of all, Glock 26 is a great gun. It's going to work. It's going to work all the time. And you're just going to have to get used to that grip or make adaptations or modifications to the gun so that the grip is comfortable for you. I carried a 26 for a long time with the extension on the mag so that I had a full purchase, and eventually did exactly what you're talking about. I should just carry a 19.
Yeah.
The reason that I like the 19 better than the 26 for grip is when I release the mag release, I don't have to adjust my grip because I can drop the mag free. My fingers aren't gripping the magazine. Which is what you'll have with a 26.
Some people have problems and they have to adjust their grip anyway on Glocks.
Yep.
I think the best thing, Matt, would be to literally just come in and what I ask is buy a box of ammo and shoot all the guns. So shoot the 26, shoot the 19, shoot the 17 even.
Shoot a 365.
Or 45 or 19X. Shoot the 48, the 43X, the 43.
Also good options.
All Glock platform, but all the variations that might fit into that, and figure out which one you shoot the best. Then I always suggest go over, try the 365, try the 320, that X carry. I personally really like the X carry. Shoot the MMPs.
The Beretta APX, the FNX, or the FN 509 midsize. There's a lot of great guns. Here's what it comes down to, really. If you're looking for a good carry gun and you like magazine capacity, 10 rounds or more, you've got literally a dozen or more options there. It's going to come down to the quality of your holster and your belt for concealability and carry comfort. I carry a 19. I've been carrying a long time. Started with a 22, went to a 26, carried a revolver for a while. I've carried a 19 now for 8 years in the same holster. I like the crossbreed platform because it's very, very stable, stays in the same spot. I can stick it at my 3:30 or 4 o'clock position and it's always there. CompTech makes some great holsters as well. Yep. But get a quality holster, quality belt, and you can conceal a lot of gun, more than you think that you can. Yeah. By looking at those platforms. So there's more into it than just the gun. Yeah. It's that magazine, it's the or the grip size or the magazine capacity. It's the holster and the belt are about 50% of that purchase when you're looking at a concealed carry platform.
Yeah, get you a good solid belt and a holster, and that's going to allow you to carry a lot more.
Yep. Than you might think that you can.
The gun itself.
And these holsters, they're inside the waistband. They're even tuckable, so you can tuck your shirt in over the top if you have to. Still, I know John does that a lot. He carries his Glock 19 inside the waistband and with his shirt tucked in, and you can't even tell.
Yeah, so, I've got a Polymer 80 that's in the Glock 19 size with an APL. Carry it.
All the time.
Mag well on the bottom and a flush mag and I carry that appendix. One of the big things on the appendix side is obviously it does offer you a lot more concealment, and it's going to be body shape is very dependent on that. Some guys, level 4 retention is not necessarily advantageous in an appendix draw.
Come see us, hold the guns, let's talk about holsters, see what works for you. We're definitely going to be able to find a good option for you.
Come in, we definitely want you to
it's what we do.
Shoot some guns.
It's what we do every day.
And
set a guy up today with a Glock 48 and an inside the waistband holster and a mag carrier. He put them on the floor, had no idea he was rigged and ready to go.
Yep, we see that a lot.
I do that all the time. Nobody ever thinks I have a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going pretty strong now from actually carrying.
Can't really stick it.
Well, let's say they got pockets. Pockets. Put it in a pocket.
Hey, let's do a show. What are we talking about?
Stuff going on this week. We got CCW
second half
on
tomorrow.
Thursday, and then the second half tomorrow, and then Saturday is another class open.
Yep.
We got IDPA next Thursday. We
Those
got
are
basic
fun.
handgun next Saturday. So, a little light on things right now. We do have Labor Day on Monday. Reminder: we are not here. You guys are going to want to go play and barbecue and so forth, and we are too. So, Labor Day.
Yes, we are.
Thank you to the labor laws that allow us to have fixed 40-hour work weeks and stuff.
Hey, and thanks.
Or at least have the illusion of 40-hour work.
Yeah. Well, and thanks everybody for bearing with us when we were just closed on Monday. We got a lot of stuff done. Yep. The bays look fantastic. They
turned out really well.
Got them cleaned up, got some paint down. The showroom we were able to reset and get some more merchandise out there and
rearrange it a little bit.
A lot of stuff that we were able to do maintenance wise that just we had to be closed to get it done. There's just no other way around it. So. But that's,
repainting.
That's stuff that you do when you're the best shooting range in Missouri, right?
You gotta stay that way.
But thanks for bearing with us.
We made it twice, 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Let's keep it up for 3 years in a row.
10 years in a row, 50 years in a row.
Keep dumping back into the business in order to kind of keep seeing that long-term approach. Is the word.
You got
crazy stuff going on in the news.
Weird stuff here, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of the weird stuff right now. You got there's a kid in Chesterfield, got mad at his parents, went outside angry and decided he was going to catch the house on fire with his family
I saw
inside.
that. With his family inside the house.
And then looked in the window. Hey,
while he's burning the house down.
The house is burning. Now, he didn't tell the family that he had set the house on fire, but he did look in the window. I'm assuming that he was making sure they were still inside.
That's just scary.
Problems. You got the red flag laws. You got the kid up in whatever it was that he got flagged for reposting of violent memes and saying he wanted to be another mass terrorist.
You got a teacher.
Nobody's been able to find these mass shooting posts that he was sharing and so forth, which is kind of the odd thing. you got the news saying, oh, this guy's definitely a mass shooter. No, now, he posted a lot of stuff that I don't agree with at all. So he had a bunch of racist stuff on there. He had a bunch of anti-LGBT, all the letters, and all, like, not a good dude, not a nice dude, in my opinion, but they're words. And his First Amendment freedom of speech still covers him. He can say mean things. It's the doing of things that you can't do. And until he did something, he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, it's such a slippery slope.
What I really find being odd on the whole thing is, and kind of points out why this is so bad, is it wasn't even his guns that they took away. It was his dad's guns that they pulled. So his dad had his guns seized because of posts that his son did that, well, they were rude, they were mean, and they weren't something that most of us would say, yay. They're words. Last I heard when I was growing up, we were told sticks and stones break your bones, but names will never hurt you. And these are names, they're not hurting anyone. And Dad got his guns taken away.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I'm all for see something, say something.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's look into it.
I'm all for
Definitely.
see something, say something, but to have no due process and lose your constitutional rights is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, and that's the direction that they're moving in with a lot of these things. We've got another bill that.
Well, it's the same bill. It's been out for a little while.
I'm not talking about the red flag. Okay. I'm talking about another bill. There's actually, I think, going to be a town hall here in St. Louis. They talked about it on the radio a little bit this morning.
Yeah, that's a bill that Lacey Clay actually brought up to the federal level a couple of months ago, HR 3435.
Yeah, where they're talking about basically, if I understand this correctly, allowing municipalities, cities, to have their own gun laws.
Yeah.
Ignoring whatever the federal mandate is, whatever the federal law is, they can have their own laws as far as you can't have an AR-15 and you can only have 6 rounds or whatever it is that they decide, giving them the authority to do that. So I don't know how to just slap people around and say, you're looking at this the wrong way. So we've got a guy here in St. Louis that killed an officer last week.
Yep.
During a warrant. They were serving a warrant, search warrant, right? Or an arrest warrant. He shot and killed a police officer. The guy has a criminal background stack this big. It was already illegal for that criminal to own a firearm of any kind.
Yep.
Forget about magazine capacity, forget about fully semi-automatic, forget about any of that other stuff. It doesn't matter. It was already illegal for that guy to own a gun. How in the world can you reasonably expect to pass more gun laws that criminals are going to obey?
Well, here's the fun
Don't
thing
even
about
give
that.
me here's though, old butt.
You just pointed out that he had a long list. Do you know some of the things that weren't actually still attached to that list?
Oh, that was just the stuff that he had been prosecuted
Right.
for.
So
he had a whole list of things that they had neglected to prosecute
The
him
first
for.
crime that got him to felony was the first problem, and there he has no more gun rights. He can't carry a gun anymore.
And there were
then he gets arrested afterwards
with a gun.
With a gun.
Yep.
And then again with
a
a gun.
gun.
And again with a gun.
Yep.
And one of the big things that I really, yay for Governor Parson, pulled out the other day was he was pointing out that one of our major problems here is not the gun laws. It's the lack of prosecution on the gun laws. Because he was already prosecuted and because they already had other things to tag him with, we have these big pushes that these aren't, so we drop. And so too many of these guys or these people,
they're leaking through these cracks.
They're not prosecuting them on the gun charges, which would elevate the conviction for them, and put these people behind bars. We got too many people trying to let the wrong people out of jails. We have the wrong people in jails, and that's up for a whole different discussion there. But we have a lot of people that they don't belong there. We have a lot of people that do belong there, that aren't there because we're dropping the ball. There was reading that during the last big fiasco in St. Louis, the old governor brought in the National Guard. That's exactly what they're there for. They gave out thousands of tickets. And the prosecutors in St. Louis said, I don't have time for these. But some of those that there were washed away and brushed aside are the problems with felons with guns and destruction of property and other things that there's reasons that these police officers are giving tickets. Those things need to be addressed, and we can't just say, oh, well, let's just ban the guns, because it's not working. Chicago,
it'll never
doesn't
work.
work.
It will never
California,
work. It'll never work. You're not going to stop that criminal from being a criminal.
Doesn't work.
It's so here's my Ron's soapbox, Ron's 2 cents. They are unable currently. The people that want to disarm Americans are not currently able to do that.
Right.
So they're just looking for every little nook and cranny that they can put a little wedge, a little cut, to start weeding away at our right to keep and bear arms. The only people that the laws will affect are the people that obey the laws. If you don't care what the law is, if you're a criminal and if my intent is to punch you in the face, that's against the law, right? Well, last time I checked, let's just take a bigger picture of it. The last time I checked, murder was illegal already.
Yeah.
Right? That obviously
only in
so that
all nations.
That's working obviously because nobody's being murdered anymore. It's a ridiculous argument to say that if we add more laws that people will break in order to commit a crime, then it's going to stop them from committing a crime. Doesn't exist. Never has. Never will. You need to prosecute the criminals. You need to get the criminals off the street. You need to have relationships between the people and their government that are positive, between communities and their local law enforcement that are positive, so that you can get rid of these people that are going to prey on others. St. Louis right now making all kinds of headlines because we've had 12 or 16 kids killed this year.
And that's
okay.
What's drawing your town hall all
yep.
of a sudden.
And that's a terrible thing.
The kids
terrible
being
thing.
And I totally support
these
that.
kids are getting caught in the crossfire between rival gangs, bad drug deals. I literally talked to a city police officer up front this morning, and he said, you'll never hear it in the news, but every one of those kids that were killed were in the wrong place at the wrong time because two rival criminal elements were engaging, and these kids were victims because of that. So,
and the really sad part about this is that we're pushing it towards it's the guns, it's the guns, it's the guns.
They're ignoring the real problems.
How about the fact that out of all of these kids that died, St. Louis, thankfully, has now put up a $25,000 reward. So in case anybody doesn't know, but you're one of those that has information that won't tell people, $25K can be yours for information leading to these people. So that we're finally at a point where we're now offering a reward, but this is something that if your son or daughter is killed, how do you not talk to the police and say,
that guy.
See Jim Bob right there holding the gun? It was him. I don't care if Jim Bob decides that he's going to retaliate against me, because that's more ticks against that guy.
Yeah. If they'll prosecute him.
So the thing is, we got to be talking. You see something, you say something.
Well,
period.
I'm never
with these people that are trying to shut these bad guys down.
That's exactly right. I mean, are there bad lawyers? Are there bad prosecutors? Are there bad police officers? Are there bad car salesmen? Absolutely. And if they are, get rid of them. Don't just make a list of people that you don't like and say, I'm not prosecuting anything that comes from these people. If you've got evidence that they are a bad egg, try them, get that bad egg out of the bushel and move forward. What is happening repeatedly, and it's happened in St. Louis now for several years, is that our political leaders are not on the side of our police department. They continue to paint our officers, our men and women in uniform, as the bad guys, and that's prohibiting these communities from having a relationship that's going to allow them to clean themselves up. I don't know one police officer that doesn't want to put a bad guy in jail to protect other people. They want that to happen.
It's kind of
right?
what they
But if we've got lawmakers, if we've got mayors and other leaders and religious leaders, business leaders who are pointing fingers at law enforcement saying they're the problem, that's no bueno. That's no bueno. We've got to get better at working together to get rid of the criminal element. If we don't do that, it's not going to get any better. A gun law is not going to solve it. A knife law won't solve it. A 32-ounce Coke law won't make people skinny again. I'm sorry. Yeah, not to everybody.
Sam is over there playing with Rise still.
I guess there's my rant. We got to work together to resolve this stuff instead of continuing to build walls between each other and pointing fingers back and forth. Let's get to the root of the problem. It's not the tool that they're using. It's what we're doing to our kids. It's what we're communicating within our communities. It's what we're doing to each other politically that just creates all of this angst. And if you don't believe the way that I believe, then you can go to hell. That bothers me to no end.
Yeah, and it's getting worse and worse. If you don't believe the same way I believe about a certain thing, then not only are you wrong, you should die.
Yeah, or get punched in the nose.
You don't agree with me that guns need to be taken away from people, so I hope you get shot.
Yeah, or it's my fault that kids get shot because I don't want to give up my guns.
Right.
For some reason, it's my fault.
And it's your fault that our kids are dying. No, not at all.
What's
not even remotely.
What's going on with this Antifa thing? I mean, they've got video of these Antifa guys punching people in the face and kicking them and beating them up and being violent. No, how many of them have been arrested and prosecuted?
Actually,
did anybody ever get arrested for beating up that reporter that was there covering the event?
I don't think anybody actually faced. See, and that's part of the issue with the Antifa thing is it's semi-difficult for some of the police to get involved. It's believed, it has not been proven, but it's believed that there's some higher ups that have told them to stand down.
Yep.
The other side is it's very difficult for them after the fact to go after them, and I know they are trying, but they're trying to go loop back around, but you have people that are all covering their face, so it's very difficult for them to have any kind of identifier on that person. So the most recent one with the Proud Boys up in Portland, the Proud Boys basically showed up, we're here, and then took off. Their bus was attacked, there was some minor altercations there, but ultimately they did exactly what they were trying to do. They showed up, they had all the publicity there that they were going to show up, so the attention was there. They showed up, they waved, they left. Nothing happened during that time frame. Now, some other things happened around that afterwards and so forth. Wasn't as bad as they were expecting, but yeah.
So here's we're kind of proving my point that we have gotten to the point where people think that violence is the answer.
Yes.
And our government's basically condoning it in a lot of places.
Only if it's the certain groups.
So anyway, we should find something better to talk about. It doesn't get my blood pressure all jacked around.
But I don't know that people want to tune in for us to talk about what the newest recipe for a quiche is.
I don't want to talk about quiches, but I think you might have some good input on like barbecue.
Oh, we could do some barbecue. I could talk about some barbecue or some chili.
We're talking about food now.
We were talking about, you might have been gone. We are going to do a chili cook-off thing. We've already got a couple of people that said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty sure it was Sid. And Sid's watching, so
yep.
I think Sid was saying that he's in for one.
I think Kitty Miller was good. I think Matt.
Oh, good.
So we should do.
So let's wrap this up. So here's my 2 cents. Mm-hmm. We have to be more involved than we've ever been in communicating with our lawmakers that we don't want our rights taken away
Well, and that's, I think,
And that
maybe
their
it's
job is to
it's a
defend those rights.
restructuring and reminding these people that they didn't give us the right to
They
have
exist.
a firearm.
Yep.
They didn't give us the right to have speech. They didn't give us any of those rights that are defined in the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights was specifically put there to guarantee that they could not be taken away because these are rights that are self-evident and long prior. And it's not even a religious thing. If you want to believe that it's a religious deal, cool, I'm with you on that. Guy at the top, girl at the top, whatever you want to call the individual at the top of the religious pyramid, that one brought it down. If you look at it on the natural selection side, natural selection, these are natural rights. These are things that are granted to you by being human. You have the ability of defending yourself. There's nobody that can take your ability to defending yourself away. The fact that technology has advanced to the point where we have pokey things, awesome, I'll start using a pokey thing. And then we have pokey things that are attached to longer sticks, awesome, we use those. Now we have pokey things that fly through the air. Totally cool. It's an advancement of the technology, but it does not change the individual right that is born into us all as human beings, that these are, you can't take them away.
Yep. Well said. Just, you got to be aware, they're going to cut, they're going to poke, they're going to pry until they get what their ultimate goal is, which is you're 100% dependent upon somebody else for every aspect of your life.
But they're not there.
That's the goal.
So as soon as we get like a police officer for every people, so you like always drive around with a cop in your back seat.
Yeah, but you just shoot them. They just get shot anyway.
Well, no,
You can't
not
leave-
if you have your
yeah.
own popo.
Yeah, but you
if you have
can't-
your own police officer. Why would you kill him?
Yeah, you
Well, why
can't.
did the other guys
You
do
can't
it?
leave them in the car.
Well, yeah, but see, if you have your own police officer, then he's yours.
Now, how do you know who deserves one and who doesn't get one? Who's just going to be a jerk and hurt their police officer?
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one, and then regular citizens don't have to have guns because they all have police officers. Right?
Isn't that what a dad is?
And that police officer can also be a
My dad
medic.
Phil?
doesn't go everywhere.
And a firefighter.
Isn't that what a dad is?
That's why I've been
Well,
terrible.
maybe we just need, so if everybody gets
Citizen
a
responder.
medic, a fireman, and a police officer to bring with you at all times. You have them like in your back pocket.
That's mom
Right
and
there.
that's mom and dad,
Can I have
right?
Jake instead of having a police officer?
No, everybody gets one that way.
I don't know.
Everybody.
I don't know where
it was
we
the
are.
equality thing yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Equality. We all get equal, and there you go. Then we don't have to have guns because they have the guns, and they can just hide behind them, and then it solves it.
I
for
don't.
the
I
police.
still don't. I'm not sure I know what we're talking about anymore.
12. Right?
So enjoy your Labor Day. Come see us. Make sure you've got on your calendar
Glock Days coming up 3 weeks from now.
Okay, Glock Days, and then in October, our 4th.
SIG Armors courses. If you guys,
Yep, SIG Armors
you have a
course coming up,
320 or
September.
365.
Yep.
Get in here. Is it next?
That's
what is
next month.
Week.
Yep, I think it's 2 weeks out.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. The 9th
Yep.
and or the 10th
Yeah.
and 11th.
8th and 9th, 10th and 11th, 9th
Somewhere
and
around
10th.
there. That's
220,
numbers.
221, whatever it takes.
Yes. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
And then-
in September we're gonna
Yep.
be busy.
And then in October, our 4th anniversary, Customer
4th
Appreciation Day.
anniversary, come in. We got all kinds of fun stuff.
All
that we're
kinds of
putting
awesome
together on
stuff
that.
going on there.
So we'll have lots of fun.
And then, Katie bar the doors, Christmas.
It's already
Christmas.
Do you know what happened?
that close.
I think
What?
we need to design an AR-15. We need to do an AR-15 build around what's that kid's BB gun? The Red Ryder.
Red Rider.
Get some Red Ryder
Can we
emblems on
stop
it.
talking about Christmas? Thanksgiving hasn't even happened yet.
I agree.
Thanksgiving is the most important holiday.
Anyway, come see us. Get a membership. You get lots of cool stuff. Next month, we're going to be cleaning guns for free.
Yes. 2 guns
Right.
clean for next month.
That starts next month in September, and then we'll have some super cool deals October, November, December for members.
Yep.
It has its privileges, so come see us.
Come see us. We'll have fun. We can continue conversations about all kinds of weird stuff if you want.
You don't.
Ron loves it.
You don't want to
when
go.
we, like,
You don't want to go
bring
back
up
to work.
Really weird. I do work. I do lots of work.
I'm like, I don't
You
know.
can leave, we'll carry on with those.
I'm not the one that's been taking vacations and going and partying in other places.
Who did that? I took a vacation?
Yeah.
I was in Denver. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. I was working all week in Denver at the NSSF show.
What'd you learn?
That we're pretty dang good at what we do.
Yeah.
Number one. Number
I
two.
keep hearing that we're going to have all these things about all these changes that we need to have, and then I'm like, Ron, what are we going to change? He's like, well, you know, in your department, not a whole lot, because we're awesome. It's not my fault. It didn't happen. I'm going to pretend it did.
So there's some super cool stuff that we saw that's coming to us. No time frame set up, but there are some super awesome interactive targeting systems that we will be able to run on our range. Basically, you'll be able to shoot, you know,
Charm systems targets.
carnival stuff. Yeah, you'll be able to do like zombie stuff. You'll be some very realistic simulated personal protection stuff. All live fire, all on the range. Your gun, our gun, doesn't matter. These new targeting systems that they've come out with, there's cameras in them. They project images that are live motion, so you have to track stuff. It is friggin' awesome. So that's coming to us. We've also, obviously, a lot of what we do at those shows has to do with internal stuff, how we use our data and how we provide better customer service levels and
Dance moves.
no dance moves.
Really?
No dance moves. No dance moves.
Why'd you go all the way to Denver to not
Different
do dance
ideas
moves?
on what we can do as far as membership offerings. You're going to see some really cool stuff there as far as what we can do for our members as far as the membership offerings go. So very educational on a lot of aspects for us, both internally and for our customers, and ultimately all for our customers, all for our guests. But over the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see some pretty cool stuff happen out of that NSSF show.
I'm excited.
Yep.
SHOT Show's right around the corner too.
Oh man.
Yay, new fun
SHOT
stuff.
Show.
Though. Ooh, I hear there's a little sneaky coming out September 10th from one of my favoriteest companies,
See what?
CMMG.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little sneaky announcement.
10 millimeter Banshee.
They already have that.
They got a 40.
We had 40. 40's the newest.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have no 10 mil yet.
No 10 mil
Yet.
yet. I'm just saying.
I don't think
That would probably.
It almost sounds like.
because I've seen a sneaky little 380 number thing thrown around, so that's why I'm.
Really?
I was thinking
I'm-
it was a new can. That's what I was thinking by their video.
Ooh.
I don't know, and that's the thing. That's with CMMG. Mike's good at the how he
Yeah.
teases a little bit. Like, here, look at these little exciting sprinkles. Just get a couple of sprinkles now, and you'll get a bunch later.
Thanks, Mike.
You gotta figure out what it is. Because I saw sneaky.
So
things
let's do
about-
this. So we need to get him to come in here and do our live show and bring some of his toys with him.
Yes, we totally do.
Yep.
The mutant's gone,
Yep.
and we had another
Got
one
another
we
one
transferred
coming.
through today.
Got another mutant
It
coming.
was fun. But
And then,
need more.
Yeah,
All of them.
they make good. I mean,
Everybody should have
there's
them.
so many awesome.
It's
There's so much awesome stuff out there now. You can't hardly keep up with it.
No, it was one of the complaints in the beginning of this year that when one of the meetings was like, well, how do we keep everybody tracked on this, that, and the next thing and learning on what's coming out? It's like there's no way to have any kind of training. By the time you figure out a training schedule to get trained on what this manufacturer is offering, they're offering more stuff. So the training's outdated, you got to redo the training.
I can't keep up with just SIG.
Right.
Just the rifles, the pistols,
You can't
the
keep up
optics.
with CMMG, and their product line is kind of small comparatively.
It's a good time to.
Oh, awesome!
Good time to.
It's a good time to be
Good time to
looking
get a-
for guns.
Yep,
I'll tell you what.
absolutely it is.
Between some of these companies that are out there, I mean, you're putting people like Sam who are used to like large pattern things, shooting the little bitty.
That means
things
shotguns.
at 1,000 yards, and like very few attempts. So it was
I had
awesome.
some customer today who told me I probably had to lie to
No
myself
stories, we
about
can't hear you.
hitting the target, and I was like, I'm just gonna refer to you to Chris. Chris has seen me shoot. He didn't.
I'm in the room and I missed part of that story.
Bill
So
was yelling at me.
something about she had a customer telling,
He said that I
doubting her
hit the
abilities, and is that the guy that you sent over to me? Asking? I don't know. Anyway,
I'm gonna start referring people to you when they doubt me. Like, go see Chris Billy.
there you go. Just come in and see us. Any questions? Email Ron at the range.
Who left their radio on?
That's me. I was just making sure that if anything exciting happened out there, we knew. Phil's gonna yell at me.
In case there was a jackpot.
He's giving me the look. We better get out of here so I can run. You guys got any other questions? Let me see here.
Can you outrun a 9mm?
Medina, Glocks and 40. What do you want Glock 40 for? The best thing about Glock 40, Cal, anything is police trade-ins. You can get 22s pretty cheap, and then you can get a 9mm conversion barrel for it, and then swap it in and have a 9mm.
I know people give 40 a hard time. I like the round. I can shoot the round. It's more. Is it more expensive than a 9? Yeah. Is it more effective than a 9? Maybe a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with a 40 cal. If that's what you want, get one. That's America. It's America. If you want to carry 22, not a good idea all the time. But if that's what you're capable, or comfortable with, that's what you can shoot. Get one.
I'd almost argue that 22 might be a better caliber for more people than 40 cal. At least a 22, you can put 5 rounds into their forehead in.
I can do that with a 40.
Time you can put 1.5
Train.
rounds.
Ask
in 40.
Phil. It's about training. Train. Practice.
If you're using
You
a
can
big
do
heavy
it.
gun, maybe.
23 all day long, same size as a 19. Pew pew. Pew pew pew.
That doesn't
Sounds
mean
like a
majority of
challenge.
So these you're.
Hey, I'll take the
So
challenge
here's
all day long.
so all right, we're starting a whole nother conversation, I guess.
Well, it's
But
a question. Peter Fernando, Glock's 40. Question mark.
don't
Obviously,
be-
he's got a question about Glock 40s.
Don't
I'm
be
trying to
a
answer.
caliber
Snoob. I'm
snob. Don't be a caliber snob.
I'm not. There's.
If somebody wants a 40 cal,
Okay, I am a
get a
little
40 cal. Practice with it.
I'm
Practice
just
with
a
it.
little, like USPSA. Get with the times. These guys out there shooting 40 cals with powder puff loads. It ain't any more recoil than a 9mm standard. So I get it, but the major minor, get rid of it.
No,
Get rid of it.
40 cal's fine. If you got a 40 cal, shoot it. But I say that, and I have 4 40 caliber Glocks, and I've converted them all to 9mm. But I did that.
See what I mean? Again,
I
the
did
best
that.
part of 40 cal Glocks is that department's
No.
been running them for a long time.
They're good guns.
And
They're
they
great
finally
guns.
figured out that 9mm with current technology ammunition performs at or above the 40 cal all day long.
Do you want to know why I rolled mine over?
And you can get that second round on.
I did not roll it over because I couldn't shoot them. I did not roll it over because it wasn't an effective round. I rolled them over because I'm shooting 1,000 rounds a month, and 9's cheaper than 40. That's why. But is there anything wrong with the 40 caliber? No, not a thing wrong with the 40 cal.
You're right, except it's not 9. And all that, we're just
Snob.
Agree.
Snob. If you don't shoot a 9mm, you should be punched in the face.
Hey, 45
Did we
would
just
die.
talk about that? Oh, now we're gonna get the 45 guys out there. Well, if you're carrying a 40, good grief. Why do you carry a 45? Because they don't make a 46, son.
Look, see 10 mil.
Let's just
40 cal
now
people
we're talking.
move to a 10 mil.
I do
or
like
to
the
a
10
9 mil.
millimeter. I
the
do like the
40
10
is just
millimeter.
in between, and it's just you're neutering a 40 cal.
Phil, you've lost control.
He never had.
Phil never had control.
If you like 9, get a 9. The deal is get the right ammo, get a quality firearm, practice,
Belt,
practice,
and holster.
practice. And
Which is cheaper on a 9 mil.
we're in America. You don't have to just own one.
Own them all.
Buy them all.
Own them all.
Daggum.
Yeah.
Daggum. When the zombies
40.
show up, if all you got's 40 ammo, guess what? I can still shoot. You are not invited to my house.
I will
You a
roll
snob.
rocks.
Oh, come see us. Get me out of here. Good grief.
We're having a good time.
You ready?
Come in anytime and continue this chuckle laughter and tell Ron how wrong he is.
Yeah.
Are you
223 is better than 556. I'm ready.
556 is better than 223.
If you don't shoot through this.
762 by 51, not that 308. Anyway, we're just having fun.
Take my Garand over that AR-15 any day.
I mean,
I do like my Garand though. Are we done?
Turn
that thing off. See
We're
ya.
just gonna go until that thing turns blue. So it's
Phil.
the way it is. See, this is how you know Phil doesn't actually have control. I don't know who's in control, but the fact that nobody's in control is why we keep going. Oh no, Sam's coming.
Don't.
She's coming. Nope.
Can't.
Don't.
See you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Come see us.